right, welcome everyone. What's up, Danny? David, Jolivos, Elizabeth is in the house. How are you guys? Today's going to be a relatively quick one. Just jumped in to say hello. What's up, Devin? How are you, my brother? Okay. Just came back from the last day of the Conscious Life Expo and arrived in San Diego. Gonna be ready for my interviews tomorrow. Thank you, John. Thank you for the love. I appreciate that. John Blue. Ah, Ladybug is in the house. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so today was a full day. A lot of energies flying around the last couple of days. By the way, Sofa King, I read your email. Very touching. I appreciate you sharing all of that. Hello, Dad. Hello, son. No, just so you know that I read your email. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I saw the part. Yeah, you basically were just talking. It's interesting because it was just talking about Wheeler letting go of the idea of wormholes, really. Yeah, I know you said that it didn't exactly say what you said, but I don't know if you noticed, but it also said because it had a lot of metaphysical, kind of like mystical implications. That's why I let go of that idea. I didn't like it because physicists don't like the metaphysicals, not the metaphysical, but they don't like the spooky stuff. It feels like it betrays their craft. Um, might as well needed to stick with it, but just go to bed. Well, you're not alone. We're gonna go to bed very soon. I promise. This one's gonna be very short because I have to wake up tomorrow for 2 interviews, and I want to make sure I get enough sleep. I just wanted to jump in and say hello. So we're not gonna go on for very long today. Let's see what's going on. And I'm really glad to hear that you're going to sleep pretty early. That's good. But I love this show, so I appreciate you sharing, and thank you so much for sharing stuff about your life. So fucking, I really appreciate it, and the fact that I've influenced you to go to Vipassana makes me very happy. 24-hour stream. All right, where's that Adderall? Metaphysical baggage, maybe. I thought they said something about mystical, but you might be right. I think I've saved that image. I don't know where now. What's up, David? Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. The panel was great a couple of days ago, and today I just kind of went to see Sasha Stone, and then I saw Paul Hynek again, and then we hung out. It was really funny. Ebony, how are you? How are you doing? Shannon is saying, I'm so in natural power, so yeah. All right. It's really funny when Paul Hynek was asked about microdosing. They asked him, how do you suggest, he was sitting on stage and he was asked, how do you suggest that we microdose? And he pulled out a molecule pen on stage and went like this. So he started smoking the molecule on stage. It was fabulous. He's a wild guy. Yeah, today we're not bringing anyone on, guys. Apologies, just because today is a very short one. Thank you for asking, Bureau Brett. That's a great handle. Yeah, it was glorious. Did I check Chris Bledsoe documentary on Area 52? Which one? What is the documentary about? Oh, about Chris Bledsoe. Got it. No, I have not seen it. What about it? This whole world is relatively new to me, even though I'm meeting a lot of people from there, which I'm pretty sure is not coincidental. Gotta Woo! Take some balls. What's up, Chris? How you doing, brother? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, my man. Dan the man. Great handle. Phone is on the screen. Sorry. Jesus. I'm like these old ladies, like you like the moms, you know. I'm like a mom. Like I can't figure out the phone. It's because whenever the phone was charging with the cable was too high, so it will make it like the height of the camera. And because usually I do it without the cable, I'm used to putting it in the middle, so that way I can see both left and right sides of the screen. It's really funny. What's up, Casey? How you doing, brother? By the way, Casey, you should bring your lasers too. Oh man. To the experiment. I think Aaron said he's gonna reach out to you either today or tomorrow. So if it wasn't today, it will definitely be tomorrow. He'll let you know about call time and all that good stuff. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You're gonna be in good company. It's gonna be another person or two other people that are also very experienced with doing the molecule and seeing the code. So it's gonna be great. And my panel talk was nice. I might release it. I mean, in the end of the day, you guys heard all of this before a million times. So I don't know how, to be quite honest, to anybody who have seen my lives, I don't think it's going to be that interesting, if I have to be honest. It was cool that it was on stage, for me. But I don't know. If I would be a follower of the channel, it feels like it's redundant. But I'll probably post it. What is it all about? Haha. He's an experiencer and information. Dude, I'm sorry. I can't control it. This is such a long day. He is an experiencer, and the information that he has got is that 2026 on Eastern New Knowledge will be shared in human civilization. 2026 now. Oh man, thought it was this year. It's gonna be this year. I promise. I mean, I don't really know, but my intuition tells me strongly it's this year. I resemble that remark. Is great. I watched the interview of this on the SRS. Did Ramsey just show clips of that and talk about it? Pretty funny. Nice. Have you joined it if you do on Instagram? Who is my favorite speaker? Actually, Paul. And not just because I know him. Paul is an incredible speaker. Paul Hynek. He really is phenomenal. He's really good at it. He is a very interesting guy. So because he loves languages, if he goes to another country, if they to lecture, if they offer him a translator, because the translator takes double the time, because he has to speak and then the translator has to translate, so he gets to only do half of the lecture. So what he's in the habit of doing now is, even if he doesn't speak the language, he will write it out in English, then we'll translate it to the language, then we'll go over it with somebody who speaks the language to make sure that it's correct. and then he would memorize the entire lecture in that language, and he would add his mannerisms and everything. So, and people really love it. So that way, it kind of, and they know he doesn't speak the language, but he basically just recites the whole thing in their language, which is kind of crazy. What's up, Mikel? Man, I can't stop it. Sorry. Full scale documentary shot this on September last year. He actually stayed at their place and witnessed some things as well that cannot be explained. Like what? Can you give us examples, Maverick Star? Always keeping in mind that you won't always have regular members. You have new people popping in, so it's good to keep them up to date. True. Um, I don't know. I at the moment it feels like a tight family, so maybe you're right. Maybe that's why. Hmm. I've never seen this comment before. Dawn, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Somebody said, "What is your Earth ethnicity?" Never heard that before. That is a cool one. I don't know what that means, but good night, Danny. Good to see you, brother. Eavesdropping is good. Yeah, today is going to be pretty short. I'm just kind of meandering a little bit because I'm going to have to pass out for the interview tomorrow. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Where did that come from? What was that? Who said that? I didn't say that. Orgs visited, and yes, I tried to contact the best of the best. All right. All right, Shannon. Yeah, I have two interviews tomorrow. One that I am being interviewed for this network, and the other one I'm interviewing somebody for my podcast. And it kind of worked out perfectly because that person is in San Diego, so I get to interview them in person, which is what I prefer to do. What's up, Atlas? Atlas. What's up, the greatest weapon of them all? Yeah, I was today. I was trying to listen to see which gene key we should do next. If anybody has suggestions or they want a particular one, we can absolutely do that. Wait, you're upgrading to a new podcast audio? What do you mean? What do you mean, Don? No, I have a podcast way before I have this channel on TikTok. I have a podcast on YouTube, Dango Thoughts, which, by the way, is a good opportunity to mention that if you are on other platforms and you want to check out my YouTube channel, it's Dango Thoughts, Dango Thoughts, which is my main channel, where I have interviews from I started about 4 years ago, I think, or 5 years ago, something like that. Actually, the next one in line is Tom Matt that I'm going to release this upcoming week, or this week, or this upcoming week. But the thing is, this one is still not in person, and I really prefer in person. I think I'm not going to be doing any more on Zoom. It just doesn't feel the same. I'm only going to be doing in person again. Actually, tomorrow they're in some kind of announcement from RAMP, Luna regarding government transparency. Interesting. What's up, Mikey? Good to see you. Tell me any words in the study of Dean Radin is working on around his experiences. So from what I understood, Dean Radin wasn't I don't know if maybe spoke, but he wasn't directly doing the research. It was IONS, which is his organization, the research organization. But still, yeah, they did study like a year ago, and it's not out yet. They're moving pretty slow. I miss San Diego. Yeah, San Diego is really nice. It is pretty expensive. Aren't we just applying technology language to what philosophers have already talked about? What do you mean by technology language? You mean like technological language to what the saints and philosophers spoke about before? Well, I think what things really are, it's true that words are inert all by themselves and that they only point to the real thing. But ultimately, language does evolve according to what we understand. And the more we understand of what it really is, the more the language describes more of what it really is. I think that the technological language is not just another way of describing it. It is a more accurate way to describe it because it really is more that than any other thing. Anyone told me that I look like white Jesus? Yes, I've been told that before. It would be weird if they would tell me that I look like Chinese Jesus. That would be strange. Did we do a gene key? No, we didn't do one today because today I'm not going to do a long one. I just started saying it and then I forgot I was saying it. See? I was listening on the way to San Diego to a couple of portions. I'm trying to decide which one I want to do next. I want to make sure that the gene key I'm doing really, really resonates with me in that instance because it's the whole point of it. But if you guys have suggestions, a specific gene key that you want me to do, please feel free and I'll listen to that one. But yeah, I I'm leaning towards 11 or 13. We'll see. We'll see tomorrow. Why is this language the best language to describe it? I didn't say the best. I said it's a more, in my opinion, it's a more accurate one than the other descriptions because it describes more of what it technically is. Now, there's other language games that you can play to describe what it is in other terms, not maybe from functional terms, but from like meaning terms. I would agree with that. And it really depends what we're trying to do. Or is a computer a copy of our reality? Computers are an instantiation of what computation can do. They're not what gives rise to computation. So the idea with simulation is not that the ultimate reality is a computer, but computational. But that's a really good question. It's a big distinction, though. The abstraction of computation is not the same as saying the universe is a computer. Computer is just a physical form in which you can show the functionality of computation. But computation itself is much vaster than that, and it's a universal principle. Well, probably already explained, but what else can be done going forward with the experiment? I mean, we're working on it. It's progress. It's just that I'm here every day or almost every day, so it seems like there's no progress. But we're actually moving way faster than any other research. Usually research takes years. It's just nobody talks about it until there's some kind of a result. Maybe that's why. But I mean, we're working on it. We're working on the experiment with the magnets, working on the experiment with the hologram. All of these things take time to figure out, to organize, to think about what's going to work, what's not going to work, to test it, go back, try it again. There's all kinds of things that need to happen. So you're saying computer language came from mathematics, which describes reality? No, I'm saying the computation itself. It's difficult if there's no understanding what computation is at bottom, and it's too deep of a subject for the few minutes that I'm probably going to stay on today. But we can touch on that more this week sometime. Computation as a whole, the universality of computation, the Turing discovered, these are the elements that you might want to dive into to understand. But computation is a thing, and it's a thing that does not arise from the laws of physics. It's some way to aggregate information to do work in some form. It's much more complex than that. There's an exact definition of computation, but it's much more than just computers. That's what I'm alluding to. Hey, Danny, it's Myra. Have any further thoughts on the writing I showed you a few months ago? I appreciate that, Myra, but I really don't mean to sound conceited, but I do have a very large number of people reaching out to me on a daily. Please remind me what exact language you showed me. People send me all kinds of languages all the time. Please remind me what that was. Fibonacci sequence is one of the proofs that everything in the universe runs on a mathematical matrix. I mean, any relational sequence proves that. Okay, I guess I just don't understand computation then. Yeah, and it's not, you're not alone. It's a big topic. We'll dive more into it sometimes this week. I would suggest maybe let me think of something that might deliver the point. Yeah, nothing comes up right now. Let me see. So the simple way is that the simple thing to point out. Okay, this might be a good one. Let me see. The one thing to point out is that the computation does not arise from the laws of physics. It's just there. So okay, hold on. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna share it on YouTube. I can't share it on TikTok because it doesn't allow hyperlinks. If you YouTube David Deutsch, is the cosmos a computer? That's the clip you should watch. David Deutsch, Deutsch spelled Deutsch, and then dash, is the cosmos a computer? Question mark. I'm gonna post it. You can go to YouTube right now. Dango Thoughts, Dango Thoughts. We have the same live there, and I just posted the link. This will help you understand a little bit about understanding these. Sorry, semi-formal formalities. Go to the YouTube channel. I just posted the link. You can see it. Laser experiment clip. Awesome. Fossey Kun. Good to see you. Do you know how to do vortex math? 369, also know indeterminate frequency of numbers. Is resonant K Tesla math. We'll dive into it, Mikey. We'll dive into it this week. Using tech language to describe ancient terms. I know it's a known meme. I don't think there's a separation. So these ideas that there's a difference between modern stuff, technology, and what we consider to be more the heart or the past or all of that stuff. There's no separation. It's all the same thing. It's all the same world unfolding. The idea of that separation is actually the thing that gives the illusion to the separation, but there is no separation. It's the same thing unfolding. Imagine that the ancestors probably saw the same thing and they just framed it differently because they had a much lower understanding. I know that usually people have this idea that maybe the ancients knew more. I highly doubt it. And I'm happy to just stay with disagreement there. But yeah, that's why I land on that issue particularly. It's like people in the Industrial Revolution thinking beyond these things. Yeah. I don't think it's the same. I spoke about it quite a bit. I understand what you're saying. I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same case of just us describing the things with the newest thing we know possible. Computation is closer to what the real system is versus just saying that it's just the latest tool we're using to explain it. Or that's my contention. But I hear what you're saying. I just don't think it's the same thing. Because understanding what computation is at the bottom, you start seeing that it is the thing that is actually lending itself to infinite replications of all the possible things. And that makes sense of calling it a universal principle. An engine is not a universal principle. We now know that a lot of things in the universe are probably not operating in terms of something banging into something else and then something happens. These ideas are becoming obsolete. So some of it's fractal ideas or geometry ideas, but all of that falls under what computation can do, which makes it a lot more universal. Computation is not material. No, computation is the abstraction that does all the work, and it moves the material and any other substrate. Really good distinction. I love 269. Nice. I love 269 too. Can you look close up photos of what you are seeing inside the laser beam? Yes, and it will still be moving, which is strange. Is it possible to leave this open for about 20 minutes? No, I'm probably going to jump off before Sofa King, but I promise I'll email it to you back to your email that you emailed me. I promise to email it to you. You have my word. So if you already answered this, but if you gain a lot of knowledge from the console, no, I actually didn't get a lot of knowledge from the console. Um, that's the short answer. I haven't. I wish I would, but I haven't. Other modalities and received guidance on using humming tune in certain sound frequency. Wait, maybe there was more. The holographic can be computational structure. The holographic part does not necessarily have to do with computation. You can have a hologram that isn't computational, or you can have inside a computational world, you can have anything. So by definition, you would get holographic and physical and whatever you want. It can make anything happen. It basically is like the ultimate tool. But we're not just postulating it, we know it's possible because we're doing it and we're showing how to do it. So that's what's so special about computation. It's almost like the magic wand that exists, and we can show that we can do things with it. That's why it's so universal. So is the divine mind with agency? Not sure. It seems to be the case. What's up, Mars? Love the name. Obliterate this construct. Specific mudras. What show is that, by the way? Talking to obliterate the construct. Yeah, I read the message. So I understand. It's just that these statements, there's not much I can do about them because they're just statements. People can read them. I think it's too much to unpack at the moment. The earth is a sausage. It's not flat, it's a sausage. So is this really the mechanical structure of God you describe? It's not mechanical. Computation does not mean mechanical at all. It's digital. Digital is actually not mechanical. We live on a digital sausage. Everybody knows that. Go to bed soon. I'll catch up. Yeah. I think I'm going to do the same, actually. Yeah, guys. I will adjourn for today. I'm kind of fading. Apologies for the very short one today, but tomorrow we'll definitely jump into another one. Quick public announcement. If you want to follow me across platforms, it's Danny Goller on TikTok and Instagram, Goller Danny on X, LaserX83 on Twitch, and Dango Thoughts on YouTube. Go follow the YouTube channel because that's where the main information lives. Dango Thoughts, DANGO Thoughts. It also includes membership program that has Zoom calls with me, weekly lives aside from the daily lives that is for members only, private stuff for my life that will only live on members program on YouTube, and early access to all the content I'm putting out. All of that and more coming. Thank you so much, Edgar. Is on YouTube, so I'm promoting YouTube as much as possible. Dango Thoughts. Thank you so much for everybody who already joined. And thank you for all the incredible people that are contributing their time, money, and efforts to make this project grow. I really appreciate you. Chris and Ebony and Devin and Carter and Irv and Lovey Whittles and Aaron and the other Aaron and all the members of that joined, the people who are gifting the memberships. Chris, thank you, brother, and all the people that are showing up on a regular basis to make this channel what it is, and who are putting up with me no matter what my moods are and no matter what I'm going through. I really appreciate you guys. It does feel like we're building something beautiful. Have a good night, everyone. See you tomorrow. Peace and love. Ciao. See you, everyone. Good night.